Set in ancient Greece, Assassin's Creed Odyssey sets out to deliver an epic adventure in one of, if not the largest worlds in the series. While its predecessor, Origins, laid a lot of the gameplay groundwork, Odyssey expands on this and makes it one of the best installments in the series. Odyssey takes place in Greece, the year 431 BCE, and follows the story of a Misthios or mercenary during the Peloponnesian War, a conflict between Sparta and Athens that would last decades. For the first time in an Assassin's Creed game, you are able to choose one of two characters to use throughout your adventure, Alexios and Cassandra, who are actually siblings but have a bit of a complicated story. Effectively, their respective stories actually play out in the same way. However, I went with Cassandra due to her looking a little less generic than her brother, and she's also a real badass and swears more than what I do, and that's actually saying something. The game starts out on the island of Kefalonia, where Misthios is taking the odd job and running errands, and not to mention getting into trouble with some other shady characters. However, it isn't long before you start traveling all over Greece and getting tangled up in both the war and also a sinister plot headed up by a mysterious cult. There's also the matter of discovering your own destiny. Another first for the series is the inclusion of dialogue options. Some of your decisions do have some consequences here and there, but they aren't major. If anything, you're able to decide how much of a dick you're going to be to other NPCs. The campaign is quite an experience and has a few twists here and there that many people won't see coming. Additionally, the constant Assassins vs Templars angle takes a bit of a backseat this time around, and funny enough, it was barely noticeable. The main story missions are great, although there are a few pointless tasks in between as you make your way to some of the more exciting moments. Assassin's Creed Odyssey carries on with the change-up in gameplay that Origins started, in that the mechanics have a more RPG type focus. There are 3 different skill trees available in the game: Hunter, which focuses on archery, Warrior, which focuses on melee combat, and finally Assassin, which focuses on sneaking and stabbing. There are a host of skills to unlock and upgrade, plus you're able to mix them up to create specific builds. However, due to limited button assignments, it encourages you to think carefully about which active skills you're going to have in your arsenal. The combat is thoroughly enjoyable, and I never shied away from making an enemy regret engaging with me. Odyssey also features a notoriety system similar to the Nemesis system from the Middle-earth series. Get into enough trouble and bounties will start to be placed on your head. And this adds a nice new dynamic when exploring an area, because a lot of the time bounty hunters may be multiple levels above yours, requiring you to avoid an encounter with them until you are closer to their level. Greece is vast with a lot of distance to cover on your adventures. Most of the map is made up of the Aegean Sea, and thus sees you taking the helm of your own ship and crew. The naval combat and sailing as a whole is great. There are a host of various landmarks to visit both below and above the surface of the water, plus there are a bunch of upgrades to unlock for your ship, provided you have the right resources. The notoriety system comes into play here as well, with bounty hunters pursuing you in ships of their own. It's beneficial engaging in naval combat with enemy ships, since you can repair your ship using their remains, in addition to resources going towards your upgrades. Just a heads up though, watch out for the sharks. The game is also gorgeous and ran quite smoothly whenever I played. The facial animation is just stellar, with characters showing just how they feel about anything and everything. There are also some amazing views to be seen both on land and sea, and the voice acting is also pretty great, but this is mostly true for Cassandra. Giving the player a choice with regards to characters and dialogue is a nice move, and also a decent way to make us connect with our chosen character. The adventure does have some pointless tasks here and there, which takes away from the epic overall feel of the game. The modern day sections of the game also feel somewhat tacked on. Thankfully, these are not so terrible that they spoil the experience, in addition to them being quite brief. The new mechanics choice and visiting of ancient Greece makes for a thoroughly enjoyable experience. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a fantastic addition to the series and an epic adventure. If you enjoyed this review and you would like to see more, please hit that like button, and if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you got your hands on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, please let me know what you thought of the game in the comments section down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.